Hello, my name is Charles, and my video book report is on Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, written by Yuval Noah Harari. Now, I want to accomplish two things in this video. One, do the obligatory, this is what the book is about, here's the basic framework, and here are some of the specific text. And honestly, some of the text is pretty awesome, so it's good to know. The second thing that I want to do is talk about how all of those four areas as described by the author, how it relates to today's information science field. How throughout history, humans have been trying to communicate ideas and information, whether it be from one person to another in general gossip, or if it's colony to colony for the defense or the well-being of the people. How humans have been trying to share information, usually for the betterment of society. And so what I want to do is capture in the different ways how humans have been able to take information and turn it into knowledge. All right, part one. Now, a warning, this is the only part of the book that I'm really going to cite word for word, or for the most part word for word, and it's not because I'm trying to drag the video on, I just think that it's really fascinating, so I think you'll enjoy it too. 13.5 billion years ago, matter, energy, time, and space came together, causing the Big Bang. The other Big Bang. The study of this phenomenon is called physics. 300,000 years after the Big Bang, matter and energy started to coalesce into complex structures called atoms and molecules. The study of this is called chemistry. 3.8 billion years ago, on Earth, certain molecules combined to construct organisms. The study of this is biology. 70,000 years ago, organisms belonging to Homo sapiens developed cultures. The study of these cultures. From the beginning, humans have tried to communicate with each other. And when I say try, I mean it wasn't always an easy process, and even in today's certain situations, it's still not an easy process if you just talk about the language barrier that we have. So beginning with the cognitive revolution, it talks about how humans did their best to share. And they could share things as simple as, I need to get some apples because I'm hungry, or hey, we need to get out of here because there's an enemy army that's on the way. So sharing information, and then because of that share, there's been this want. We've wanted information. I want to know. I need you to tell me if there's an army coming. I need you to tell me if you have extra apples because I might want some too. So there has always been this ebb and flow of how to get information. So if we lived in a tribe, where would I go to get this information? We would have to meet somewhere. Somebody somewhere would have to be sharing this information. And then how would people know that I needed it? And so there's that two-way communication. So beginning with the cognitive revolution, it talks about how not only did we try to give and take this information, what we needed to do is we needed to create something. We needed to create something that we could all be a part of. We all needed something or somebody that could help us solidify what we believe, help us understand what we're seeing. And that is when culture started to band together in things that were in groups larger than 15, because if you can tell, like through most animals on the planet, they can't govern cities of 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, and I'm not talking about anthills. I'm talking about like hyenas. You know, they don't hyenas didn't band together and then start selling off carcasses or future trading on them, depending on how many they think they're going to have. So humans are the only animals on the planet that had the ability to believe in something that was a little bit outside of themselves, to believe in something that they might not have even seen or touched. An example of this is when people used to charge into battle saying, for queen and country. What was a country? Well, a country was what the people in charge told you it was. Who was the queen? Somebody maybe whose face was on money? We'll get to that. But it wasn't somebody that they knew personally. It was for something and somebody larger than themselves. And because of this belief, this ability to believe in something, it helped form societies. Because you could say, for queen and country, you could believe that you were fighting for something larger than yourself. This obviously manifested into things such as religions, cultures believing in gods like Zeus, talking about things and believing in things that were not real made it easier to band larger societies together. People didn't follow the Pharaoh in Egypt because he was a good guy. So what we learn throughout this, through the beginning of our society's beginning of civilization, is that because humans have this innate ability to believe in something outside of ourselves, it made it easier for us to band together and create these large societies. We're going to move in to what kept these societies together and what kept them continuing to grow. An understanding of moralities. The book talks about Hammurabi's code, and Hammurabi's code was basically, these are general guidelines. These are basic laws that kings have to follow all the way to slaves have to follow. And these laws were written down, and it was because Hammurabi was a righteous and good leader. And I want everybody down the line, through generations, to understand that I'm a good leader, and this is how you should treat people. If you read Hammurabi's code, that I'm not going to go into, some of the things were not what we would equate to equal rights in today's society. But if you look at the fundamental understanding of what they thought human rights were then to what we think they are now, you could see in 100, 200 years from now, when we look back on the development even of America, how maybe some of the things that we wrote down then, because of where we were in time, might not make sense there. But what we can say is that throughout history, it's always gotten better. What keeps these cultures together? The understanding that we're all going to get a fair shake. And it continues to get better throughout history because people understand more. People are getting it more. And for the most part, people just want to be left alone, to be safe, and to be able to do what's best for them and do what's best for their family, do what's best for the people that they love. And that's how information, language, and then currency, and then cultures allowed us to do that. Now we move into the later parts of the book, and we talk about not just money or not just rulers, but we talk about like fairness in general and how that helps us, how this idea or understanding or shared agreement of fairness has allowed us to stay together. So we all believe in a thing called the Constitution. What is the Constitution? Does it exist in Mars? Does it exist on other planets? It is something that we've all agreed on. It's something that we all believe in, and because it's something outside of us, and because it's bigger than us, and for the most part, it wants what's best for us, and it's going to take care of us, we still, to this day, as much as some people want to make fun of religion, believe in something that we can't actually see or touch, but believe in something that is a shared understanding that allows me to live, for the most part, safely, hoping with the trust that somebody's going to keep me safe when the worst comes to happen. And that's what Sapiens talks about, how throughout history, human beings have basically just wanted to be safe, to take care of themselves and take care of their families. And how throughout history we have banded together. We believed in things outside of ourselves. And if we take that understanding and we apply it today again, talking about the Constitution, again understanding that most people just want to know what's going on, how it affects them, and what they can do to make it better, if we can take that into the information science realm today, when we move forward, we can apply it to anything, to everything. If you go and work for Foot Locker, okay, what's Foot Locker doing? Oh, selling shoes. Who are we selling it to? People with feet. Yeah, right? I mean, that makes sense. But what can Foot Locker do to help people that don't have shoes? As information scientists, we can show them. We can help them understand that. And again, Foot Locker is a very generic, I seriously just made it up. But I mean, we can take the understanding of what human beings historically have wanted and apply it to what they probably want today, even if they don't necessarily say that. And if we do that and we apply those skills and we apply that understanding to the betterment of society, everybody will benefit from it. And I believe that's what the author was talking about, or was trying to capture when he talked about the book, or at least what I believe you can take from that and apply to the information science field. Again, my name is Charles, and my book was on Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. Thank you.